2020 marks the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, granting most women in America the right to vote. Idaho granted women the right to vote nearly a quarter of a century before that, so we're celebrating 124 years of women's suffrage, and Idaho was the first state to amend its constitution to do so. I'm Jenny Sue Weltner, an independent producer in Boise, Idaho, and I'm producing a new documentary about women's suffrage called Ahead of Her Time. You know, the word suffrage is really interesting to me. It's like the combination of suffering and rage, which would make sense, but it actually comes from the Latin word suffragium, which essentially means the right to vote. So people are back there voting, you see? There was a time when only men could vote. Did you know that?
But why? Because they think women aren't strong?
Ahead of Our Time, we'll explore how Idaho became a suffrage leader, find out who the heroes behind the cause were, and we'll dig deep to understand how this Head Start inequality has impacted Idaho women today. If there was a term like we use today, like Gen X or Millennial or Baby Boomer, the terms we use to describe a generation, I often wonder, what would we call the sons and daughters of the original pioneers, that second generation of women and men who imagined a new kind of equality in the West? And I think a great term would be pathbreakers. They were the women and men who made it possible to imagine a new kind of equality and freedom. Their stories are remarkable and should be part of our shared history. I think it's something worth understanding and celebrating, and I hope you will too. Idaho Women in Leadership and Idaho Public Television are partnering to produce this important documentary, but we need your help. So imagine if 1,000 people gave $100, or 100 people gave $1,000, or say 10,000 people gave $1. Any amount will help. You could consider this a debt owed to the original heroes of this story. Be a modern pathbreaker. Help us bring Ahead of Her Time to life.